Hi folks, Bob Collins for Diver Supply. Well, it's that time of year that I do the Gear of the Year staff picks, and that's what this video is all about. So what I did is I surveyed all the people that work in the Diver Supply stores and asked, so what is your pick for 2024 gear in specific areas like BCDs, regulators, fins, that sort of thing, and got their suggestions for their picks and what they saw as purchasing trends in 2024. You're going to see some focus on some things that's pretty obvious, and then you're going to see some things that we're calling in between and some things we're calling also ran. These different categories are BCDs, things like regulators, fins, lights, computers, and some other odds and ends like some dive bags, some lights, some things along those lines that were pretty obvious choices for people coming into the stores and people buying equipment online through our website. Of course, I'll list that down below. And also I'll be listing all of these links down below in the description so you can take a look at it. So let's start by taking a look at BCDs. So what we did is we took a look at what may be the higher end of the budget, maybe in the middle of the budget, and also not necessarily on the bottom of a budget end, but there are those out there that we thought that a lot of people were having tendency to move to. Now, on the upper end, the Scuba Pro Hydros Pro was probably the #1 pick within the staff. This is a female version that I have here. These come standards with the white accessories like what you see. This is a kind of a special BC in the fact that it doesn't really have a padded backplate in it. The backplate is covered with monprene, and so it drives really pretty quick. It's fairly adjustable. It allows you to add on the things that you want to add on. It is a back-inflate. It does have some unique features for a back-inflate, as it's got some nice trim pockets back here on the back, and there are videos about all of these items on the channel if you'll just go to search and take a look at it. But it's a back-inflate. It has kind of a bungee system that keeps the bladder nice and compact, the wing portion. It has a right shoulder dump. You all know how I feel about right shoulder dumps. It's a pretty compact system that it comes with a bag that you can pack everything in. I've seen people put the Go Sport fins in there, a regulator, some other items on the outside or pack them inside, and you're able to actually carry that right on the plane and not worry about it going inside the baggage compartment. The other end of the spectrum, I'm going to call it, would be the value pack. Now, the value package I don't have here, but again, I'll put a link down there and I'll put a little block up here so you can see what I'm talking about. But the value package is probably just exactly what it says. It's such a great value for the price. If you want to get into scuba diving and you're looking for a BCD and a regulator set and some other items that'll last you for a long time and that are a great value, the regulator breathes really wonderful, then the value package would be something you might be interested in. Now the other, probably the #2 or even an equal pick, because this is in the upper level of what I term the BCD budget, and this would be not quite, this would be kind of in that middle range. Now this is the Hog Total Buoyancy Control Package, and one of the cool things about this system, yes, it's a back plate and wing, but the customization that you're able to do with the total buoyancy control package is sometimes people don't really realize how broad it is. And sometimes I'll use the corny phrase that if you're building this system and you want it a certain way, it's kind of like Burger King, get it your way. So if you want tartar sauce on your Whopper, then you can get it. But there's different wing lifts that you can get. You can go soft plate. This one happens to be an aluminum red back plate with the pad on it. Different sizes in the harness system. There's about 4 different types of weight pockets that you can put on it, different crotch straps, things. So this can really be customized to the diver. And that's what makes this thing so popular. Now, kind of in between these two that I would call a true BCD, or some of you out there might call them jacket style BCs. And, you know, sometimes I hear the term people say, oh, when you become a real diver, you're going to want a back-inflate BC. Well, that's not exactly true, because you can do pretty much anything in a jacket style BC or vest style, depending on your vernacular, that you can do with either one of these. Of course, the back-inflate style tends to force you into the neutral buoyancy position, but you have to accommodate that big bubble on your back when you're at the surface waiting on the boat. Whereas a jacket style, then you're in a more upright position on the surface. Underwater, you have to use a little bit more body control, thought control about your positioning. But what I've got here is 2 of what I would call middle of the road BCs that have been extremely popular. And the first, many of you know, one that's personally one of my favorites, and that's the Aqualung Axiom. And because it's a hybrid style BC, it kind of gives you the benefits and best of both worlds between a jacket style and a back inflate. Now, the Axiom, again, is kind of between these two in the budget range. Super comfortable, easy to travel with. I've got videos, I'll put links up here on the channel about it. And now for 2024, there is a female version of the Axiom. Now, in the other choice would be one that's extremely popular with the ladies, and the reason why is because most women, their torso length is shorter than a male torso. But of course, it depends on you. But this is cut, it's got a hip cut here, and this is the Sherwood Luna. And there's also one called the Tina that is pretty popular. Cressy has one called the Electra. So there's a group of these lady BCDs that tend to be pretty popular, and the Luna happens to be one of those that leads that pack. Now, let's shift over and take a look at regulators.